Agent Ravage, log date 14. After carefully listening to a wannabe successful podcast, I can now with 100% certainty begin stage 2 of securing this sacred timeline. I will have the anomaly apprehended by this time next week.
Ahem. Commencing operation. I'm a big stinky boombox who spies on other bots from the basement of Swerve's bar.
That's not how I sound at all, Smolder. If you're going to mock someone, at least do it properly.
Well, Mr. Soundwave, how do you mock someone correctly?
Watch and observe, my small and obnoxious friend. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Onyx, and I have a big tailpipe. That is how you mock a bot, Smolder.
Wow, I am learning so much. Teach me more, old wise one.
As you wish. But for now, let's change the frequency for the listeners to another episode of Swerve's Bar Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today we are going to dive into the events of the Transformers IDW Beast Wars 2021 continuity. I'm Onyx Prime, and with me are my fabulous, wonderfulest, what's another adjective?
Miraculous.
Amazing.
We'll never find one. Anyway, my co-hosts.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Killobyte.
And I'm Clickbait.
And I'm Lapis.
Moving on with our comic discussion for today's episode takes us to IDW Beast Wars 2022 annual. And as always, spoiler warning. So if you haven't read it already, we highly recommend you go back, read the issues, then come listen to the podcast. With that, Clickbait, do you mind giving us the fun facts for today's episode? And Lapis, do you mind giving us the hard facts?
Yeah, absolutely. I will steal the thunder and go with the hard facts here first. So, for the number of comics, we've got one with 3 short stories in it. Crazy, I know. This bad boy was released on April 20th of 2022. It is called Scold's No Good, Very Bad Day, written by Sam Maggs with the artists Lana Savani, which is the wonderful person who did the Rhinox section. And then we had writer David Marionette with artist Philip Johnson for the Morphlings. And then writer Nick Marino with artist Andrea Bell.
And now it's time for some trivia, some fast facts. Starting with, in Rhinox's amazing adventure, Rhinox and Waspinator's journey through the maze sees them dodging spears, axes, and even a rolling boulder. The only nod remaining is quickly grabbing a hat before a door closes. A subtle nod to the famous Jones of Indiana. Wait, Onyx, we have to work on this. It's supposed to say Indiana Jones. We've talked about typos.
Isn't Indiana a place?
Well, yeah, but that's his name.
Oh, his name is a place. So he's
Well,
both of the. He's a person
Onyx,
and a place.
Onyx, you know the humans are weird. They name people after places and places after people. You gotta fact check things
All right,
before we
all
put them
right.
on the podcast. We've talked about this. Anyways, moving on. In The Morphlings, Mega Savage, hardwired into the planet itself, resembles Megatron's control harness from the cartoon's first season, while his mindless Cervicon followers evoke Megatron's Vehicon minions, particularly the Cycle Drones. And there you have it.
Killobyte, do you mind giving us the quick summaries?
The quickest summary is friendship and teamwork can overcome hardships. Isn't that nice?
Or, result
Wait,
in
that's it? That's
brutal
It's
murders.
truly
That's it?
beautiful.
That's it. Yeah.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Agreed.
Thank you. I'm a wise old
Yeah.
bot.
And shout out to our Patreons. Thank you so much for the support.
You rock.
You're the
rock.
best.
We love you.
With that, shall we
Mwah.
get started?
Yes,
Absolutely.
We start off with a little preview of all things Scold had to put up with while with the Predacons, and they get trapped in with a bot named Power Hug. Adorable name, by the way. When this ends, Scold is believing in themselves again and getting ahead on life. What are our thoughts?
That was both
cute.
expected and unexpected. And I think my favorite part of that little short story was like the power up where she went through all the things that she likes about herself. And it was just like all the different
Mhm.
little poses with like the galaxy style background, and she was all like sparkly and bright. I thought
Yeah,
that was
like the
great.
anime girl poses. So
Yeah,
cute.
I thought that was fabulous.
They're very cute. I was happy for Scold because they made another new friend,
Well,
and then it went south pretty quickly. By new friend
Yeah.
was, I'll just rip your head off and I'll use your parts to get out of here. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep. R.I.P. Power Hug. He did not make it.
I'm
no,
noticing a theme with Scold's new friends. Don't be Scold's
don't
new
make
friend.
it very long.
Got it.
Yeah, do not be
My
Scold's
Primus.
friend. That
Next,
was-
we have Rhinox's amazing adventure, who gets trapped in a maze by tarantulas along with Waspinator, and they spend their time trying to escape while Waspinator triggers all the traps by accident. Any favorite scenes
I
here?
love Waspinator. He's adorable.
This was perfect portrayal of Waspinator just
Mhm.
triggering everything, but then Rhinox is the one that suffers the
Suffering or dealing
consequences.
with it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like, oh no.
I thought the art style for this portion was really cute. I really like how they
Mhm.
drew both Rhinox and Waspinator, because Waspinator looks really cute and Rhinox resembled a lot like what he did in the original series.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was really funny how Rhinox has just gotten there and Waspinator's been trapped down there for like cycles and cycles. And Rhinox asks him, he's like, well, have you seen any of the traps? And Waspinator goes, what traps are you talking about? I haven't seen any of these traps. And then he goes the entire time on their escape without any of the traps. It was hysterical.
And
It's adorable.
the thing is, Waspinator just could have flown out of there.
Flow. Yeah,
Mhm,
just
mhm.
just fly.
Yeah, it's like,
Poor guy.
what are you doing?
He's not the brightest bulb when it comes
He
to
has 2
problem solving.
degrees, doesn't
He
he?
has 2 degrees.
That was
But that's in the next
my
issue.
Primus. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I was
but
like, yes.
Yeah.
a little spoiler there, but still,
Yeah.
it's like, how?
Maybe he's a fail son. Anyway, our next one, we cover the Morphlings, a story told by Tutor while the Maximals make camp out in the wilderness. And based on this story told, it kind of looks like it takes place in part of the plot of the Beast Machine series. What
It's-
are your thoughts?
Oh, I love getting to see Beast Machines. It's like so many people dislike it, but I think it's a very unique take. So it was cool getting to see characters like Botanica and Night Shriek
Mhm.
appear. I saw them and I kind of just stared for a minute, like, huh? My guys, where? Huh?
Botanica is pretty cool. Like
Mhm.
and I like the art style. It's very cartoonish. Kind of like what Earthlings called the Sunday morning cartoons or the Saturday morning cartoons in the newspapers. I really
Isn't
enjoy
every
it.
day over there Sunday? Because, they rotate.
Kind of some.
They have like a sun that hits the planet every day, right?
That was a
I
bad
think-
joke.
I think it's one of their weird units of measurement that don't make sense.
So how many Sundays are in a week?
Many.
I mean, technically,
Many?
there's lots of days with sun, but I think there's like 3 sun days. I don't know.
Okay.
They
I'll
like
have to look
living
it
in
up.
the
Maybe Swerve
darker
knows.
part of
Maybe
the
Swerve
earth.
knows.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
Anyways, I thought it was fun how we have this super cute, super cartoonish style of art, and they're like, "Ah, yes, biomechanical warfare. Let's go there. I love that." And I was like, "Oh my god, that went places." This is just the cutest, sweetest little cartoon. They're talking about, fighting for their freedom and doing justice, and then biological warfare. Oh my premise.
Isn't that all of the Transformers things?
Yeah, but it's usually done with at least like some form of seriousness. Usually the
Oh, a
art
little bit
style
more
has a
grit.
little bit more levity, and this one was just like, la death. Oh my premise.
Just being infected with those morphlings is terrifying.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah, I
horrible.
don't.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want that.
quite horrendous. It was gross seeing that, like underneath that bot's just little.
And that's it for the annual. Any overall opinions, things we want to circle back to before we do Clickbait's quick quotes? All right, Clickbait, you have the floor.
Oh, my premise, guys. It is time for my favorite moment in the show. Clickbait's quick quotes, which I seem to be told repeatedly are not quick, but I think they're quite quick because we could spend a
Yeah, we
whole
gotta
lot more
change the
time
title
on
of
them.
this
Listen,
segment.
they're
I'm gonna
still
time
quick.
this.
It's quality over quantity, okay? So when we have a lot of quality, we have a lot of quantity. That's how that works. Anyways,
That's hmm.
anyways, our first quick quote comes from the first little short story. It was Scold, and I just thought it was really cute how she's like, at the end, she's like, you really helped me find my inner strength at the end of a hard week. Not to mention the hard week that Power Hug is having at this point in time, after he went through all this trouble to get her inspired in herself. The second quick quote,
he needs to be careful not lose his head next time.
I know, right? He's got to think before he acts. He's our second quick quote comes from the second short story with Rhinox and Waspinator, and it's just where they're going Optimus Prime, Optimus Prime, Optimus Prime, and Waspinator's like, "You're boring." I thought that was funny.
Playing the Marco Polo.
Yeah, that was great. And finally, the third quick quote is the third short story when they were describing what was the guy's name?
Mega Savage.
Yeah, Mega Savage, and they were like, think Megatron, just bigger, badder, and bleaker. And that was quite a description. And then he's just this dude, this hulking man. And turns out he's the guy in charge of all the biological warfare. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Any hoodles, that's all I've got.
Look cool though.
He did look cool.
In this cartoony sort of way.
Who wants to do Rod Star ratings first?
I can go first.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed the art style for the Cheetor story, and I really like the cover art for the issue itself. It's made by TG Ping. We've had a Q&A with them before. It's the watered style, and I really like their art.
Wonderful
So
human.
that was cool to see. I really enjoyed Scold. I was hoping it was going to be like, oh, a new friend, and we'll see her grow, and then they just kind of took it away. The Waspinator one was kind of like, I feel like I've seen this skit too many times before, so I'm going to give these comics a 2. They didn't really do much. They didn't propel the story. The art was good, and there was a glimmer of hope, and then they took it away.
Yeah, I'll jump in here. I might give it a 2.5, only because the stories are cute. They're a fun little exciting plot, but the annual is like a tricky place also where this falls, and you can almost skip it entirely, I feel like, and you would still know what's going on. And again, echoing what you said about Scold, I feel like they always give her a character arc, and it feels like she's feeling like conflicted being with the Predacons. And then she just pulls a 180 and continues being at the with the Predacons.
I'll go ahead and jump in next. I would give it a 3. I thought it was really cute, and I liked the stories, but overall, it didn't capture my attention for very long. Like, I felt like it was more difficult for me to actually enjoy reading it, just because there wasn't much story happening. Because we know it's an annual, so we know it's not going to be like a big deal or anything. But I did think it was cute, and it needed more Dinobot. That's all I gotta say.
Did you give it a Rod Star rating?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, 3. Okay, that's right.
So we have 2, 2.5, 3, and now we're missing.
Anyways,
4 or 3.5.
anyways,
Sorry.
I am going to go with Kilo, I think, on this one and give it a 2. I enjoy more the more content heavy stuff and with more lore and background. We've seen a couple of the annuals before go a little bit more into depth and commit to one story, and I feel like that breaking it up into 3 stories give them a lot less time to do anything with the annual and actually give it a lot of meaningful arcs to cover. But I do feel like they have not committed to what Scold should do, and that was a weird 180 flip for her. Waspinator is Waspinator, and then I'm not familiar with Beast Machines at all, so that story really held no oomph with me at all. So it was fun, art was cute, but I felt like if I never read the annual, I would not have missed a single thing in the continuity.
Yeah,
But it was
that's fair.
still cute. It was still cute.
Well, listeners, what did you think of these comics? How many Rod Stars would you give it? Let us know by leaving a comment below. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can send us an email at swervesbarpodcast@gmail.com. That's SWERVESBAR podcast@gmail.com. So, before we move on to the last portion here, does anyone have any toys they would like to brag about? Pick one.
Yes.
I know it's been a while.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Our lovely TFCon LA. That happened. I picked up a third-party Scorponok figure, which is the Element Legends scale Beast Wars Scorponok. Absolutely gorgeous.
Nice.
I love him. He looks just like he does in the show. He is a really neat little guy. He's quite small. That's my only sad part about it, is how small he is, but I think it's because he's size scaled compared to other characters. But the figure itself is just really neat, and he's got like some weight to him when you hold him. He's kind of hefty, and I like
Ooh,
that.
that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no, I love him very, very much. I want to give him a little kiss. He looks great in both bot mode and robot mode.
What's stopping you?
I already did. I gave him
Oh my
I gave him a
goodness.
big fat kiss.
I didn't hear it. Hold on. Do it louder. Get closer to the mic here.
I gave him a big fat kiss.
No, the sound of the kiss.
Oh, my
Oh my
bad.
primus.
Mwah! There you go.
For the ASMR audience, I hear that makes the views go higher.
Yeah,
Onyx,
no, so
Onyx
that's mine.
is cut off for tonight. Cut off for
All right, Clickbait, what you got?
Anyways, I managed to get my servos on a lovely little Transformers Bumblebee, the Megatron Concept Edition. Super fun. I love the painting on it. I like the way that they did all the pieces. It's got a pretty fun transformation, so that's nice. It's not super complex, but it's a lot of fun, and it looks good, and it's gonna go really well with my Bumblebee Optimus when that gets here. I love
Nice.
it. He's cute.
Killobyte?
Nice. I myself got the MDLX con exclusive Megatron. I don't know if it was what was the title added to it, if it was like cartoon accurate or G1 version colorings to it, because it's the same Megatron they just the paint is a little bit different, and I really like the figure. It feels very the plastic feels very solid, and it's very poseable. It does not transform. It's more of an action figure, but I really enjoy it, and he looks very cool. And I'm like, ooh, am I gonna have to start collecting a new line of non-transforming figurines that are pretty expensive? But I really enjoy it. I recommend it.
Fantastic. I got quite a few, so I'm gonna pick one. I recently got a Transformers, I believe it's from the Legacy line, Senator Shockwave.
Oh.
Ooh,
And
nice.
after playing with it, I get it. I get the Secret Brain Rot. I want the other ones. I don't have room.
so
I
many
get
of
it.
them.
I get it, and it's just like his buddies.
You need all
But yeah,
of the
it's a
colors.
really fun toy. All the colors. It's a problem, and I
have so
only
many
have one right
colors.
now, so it's not a problem right now. But maybe later it'll be a problem. We'll see. That's a problem for future Onyx. All right, with that,
it's a nice
are
figure.
you ready for Transformers Beast Wars Volume 3?
Absolutely.
I sure am.
Wonderful. Who hasn't taken us out yet?
The Decepticons?
Good one, Kilo.
That's all right, Kilo, looks like you volunteered. Take us
I'll
out.
do. Oh, you can do it.
If
I
you've
got the next
enjoyed
one.
this episode, consider sharing it with your friends and subscribing. If you want to help out the show even further, we have started a Patreon. All of the proceeds will go to supporting the show and keeping the lights on. Of course, we have some tiers that offer other forms of gratitude, such as 3D printed files and entry to our Discord channel. You'll even get early access to our comic review videos a week before they're publicly released, and our D&D videos. As always, we hope you're all staying safe out there. Thank you so much for listening. Till all are one.
Till
all
all
are
are
one.
one.
And we have a red bubble.
The red bubble.
Yeah.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Swervebar Podcast, and even on Tumblr. Yes, with everything going on Twitter, we figured we should cover our bases. Speaking of which, you can also find us on Twitter at Swervebar, if that's still a thing. If you're interested in more content, try checking out our spin-off D&D series, Transform and Roll Out. Season 3, titled Eons, is out now. Let's tune in to a preview now.
DM.
Yo, dog.
Never mind.
Thank you. Very insightful.
No problem.
Whose turn is it now? It's not my turn.
Sweeps, go for Starscream.
And I point directly at Starscream with a sinister grin.
That's much better because before you were like, just go for the Seeker, and I mean, that's kind of racist. I don't want to all look alike, you know? I mean,
Careful. I only let my Conjux Endure get this close to my chest, so don't get any ideas.
He just rolls his eyes.
Torch was giving you a side eye. Lucky.
What happened?
just say there's more to me than meets the eye.
He said the thing.
Thank you.
How strange. I don't understand why anyone would tune in into such make-believe content. Perhaps it's the voice actors that makes special appearances sometimes. Oh well. Tune into their YouTube channel that has bonus content such as video games containing phony comments, convention videos, and trendy shorts. A link will be provided below. And if you're inclined, check out their Redbubble, where you can get pins, t-shirts, and more, or subscribe to their Patreon to access their Discord and listen to content before it's released to the public. More links will be provided below. End transmission.